Hey everybody, welcome to another live stream here on Woo English. As always, my name is Hamza and I will be your host. And today we are starting a little bit earlier. It's just because this is the month of Ramadan and the time is not very it's not very flexible during Ramadan. So we hope that you guys can adapt with us. But otherwise, we always post or inform you about the live stream way ahead. So today we are going to start at this time. I think it's 9 in Europe and in other countries, but it's 8 here in Morocco. Um, so today we are going to, as you can read in the title, we are going to talk about the battle for global power. This will be the topic of today's listening session, and of course, as with all our listening sessions, this session will be based on one of our videos, which is this one. Let me share it with you. So this is basically the video that we are basing our listening on. It's a 1 hour and 11 minutes video. You can listen to it on your free time. And in this video, we talk about all the global crises that are going on right now and how different superpowers are fighting for dominance. Today we are going to take one chapter, listen to it, and try to learn some English through it. And this is basically the idea, the idea of our whole channel, Woo English. It's a channel dedicated to learning English through stories. We believe that the best way to learn English is through a meaningful context, and we believe that the best meaningful context is uh, basically stories. So I see new people. Arsenal, of course, not a new person, but he is one of our greatest fans. So welcome, Arsenal. I hope you are doing great. How is Ramadan treating you, Arsenal, by the way? Krishno is here as well. So welcome, Krishno. And also, I have Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan. I really hope that I will be able to visit Kazakhstan once. So I really hope that I will visit those parts of the world. What is your name, by the way? Because I cannot read the Russian writing system. Can you tell us your name in English letters? I really hope I will be able to visit Kazakhstan one day. So how are you guys doing, and how what's new with your lives, and what did you do today? Is there something you want to share with us? Maybe let me. Today is Thursday, is Tuesday, so um, I'm doing great, Krishna. Thank you for asking. Ramadan is going well, but it is not better back in the day. It used to be better back in the day. Absolutely, we all tend to believe that the past was better, but I think you can also enjoy the present as well. Of course, there is there are things that we used to enjoy as children, and now we cannot enjoy those same things as adults, but we have our own things as adult that we can enjoy, of course. So make sure to enjoy whatever you are doing right now and make the most out of it. Yeah, how was your day, guys? Let me hear about your days before we carry on. So today, as I said, I see more people joining. We're gonna talk about the battle for global power. It's like your content is great. Thank you so much. But with it be in a video about Cyrus the Great. I'm not sure about it, but let me screenshot it. Let me take a screenshot. Alariza, let me take a screenshot, and I will share it with the people who are responsible of making the videos, because I'm only responsible of making these live streams. This is how it goes, basically. Okay, great. So just so that I don't forget it, I have already sent it right now. Yeah. So the battle for global power. So I think we should start, I guess. And of course, if you want to tell us anything about your day, please do in the chat. And don't forget to please click that like button. Just scroll down a little bit, click that like button, come back to enjoy the video. Because when you like the video, it really it does a great favor to us, as it recommends the video to other viewers and other people to watch. So today, before we start talking about the battle for global power, I think I'm gonna start using my hands like Donald Trump. We have talked about him so much, so I'm gonna start using my hands like this, like Donald Trump does. I'm the best. We are the best channel. Basically, we are the best channel. All right. So before we go into the listening, we always like to do two things. The first one is to do a quiz and see what you guys already know about the topic that we are discussing today. The second thing that we like to do, we like to teach you 5 words before we go into the listening. So we like to teach you 5 words that you will hear during the listening as well. So let's go. First one, the quiz. Which country has the largest economy right now? Is it China? Is it the USA? Or is it Russia? Of course, we're talking about global power, right? So we are talking about the global power, and um, of course, one of the most important things that you need to control if you want to be the global powered, like the most powerful nation, is economy. So, which one of these has already has that? Exactly, Arsenal. Exactly, man. Exactly. Sir, I have a question. Those videos and lectures are published in this channel. If I don't not understand these videos at this moment, what can I do? What you can do is you can click the translation, because we included the translation in a lot of our videos. Let me see if it is included in the video that we are going to watch today. Um, Let me see. Ah, yes. So let me show you very quickly, and then we can come back. So this is the video that we are going. This is for you, Krishna, and for anyone who finds it difficult to understand our videos. So if you go to this video, this is the video that we are going to discuss today. It's entitled Global Power. Yeah, Global Power is right here. So if you go here, you turn on the caption, and you go here, and you click on subtitles right here. Here you can choose any language that you are speaking. There are a lot of languages here, and then you can listen and see in your language. For example, I speak Arabic, so I can click Arabic right here, and then when I'm listening, you can see this is Arabic. This is exactly what it says here in English. It says it here in Arabic. So you can do that for the while you like internalize more vocabulary and more words. So you can do that as well right now. So let me go back. Was it clear, my explanation? I hope it was. Yes, absolutely. Right now, these three powers are all competing for the first, but the first, economically speaking or financially speaking, is taken by the United States. Which factor often triggers financial crisis? Because one of the things right now that we are going to talk about is what is the next crisis that we need to expect. Is it high inflation, political speeches, or cheap products? A, high inflation. Oh my god. I made some coffee and I made it so freaking sweet. It's so sweet I can't. Yeah. I think it's good. I think it's good. You can try it yourself. You can try like a very easy text, and then you can see if the translation is good. Because I don't speak Bengali, so you can try that yourself with an easy video, and then you can see if that works. Of course, the next problem that's gonna happen is related to high inflation. Like that's the most important thing. Inflation is when like money the worth of money is decreasing. What usually happens after an energy crisis, an economic boom, price hikes, meaning they go up, or new jobs? Again, this is in preparation for today's listening. I think it is, yes. Even the name, it seems very Indian or very Bengali, like those regions. All right. Arsenal is too, by the way. That's awesome. Maybe Arsenal got his boxing boxing friend. All right. It is B indeed. You guys said B, and it is B indeed. Yes, it's the prices go up. The prices go up. That's the issue that happens. Which conflict is considered a global crisis risk? Meaning, which of these is considered like something that can trigger a very bad war one day? That's very cool. There you go. How big is Bangladesh? Let me check. It's quite big, it seems. It's quite big. Yeah. Cool. I'm looking at some pictures right now, and you guys have some awesome monuments. Very interesting. Oh, nice beaches as well. Cool. That's very nice. Yes. So the answer for this one is the Taiwan tensions. It is very small. It's maybe half of Morocco. I see. It's maybe like Tunisia, probably. Tunisia is very small. Uh, yes, Taiwan tensions. Yes, absolutely. So Taiwan basically is a place in Asia, and China says that Taiwan is part of China, but Taiwan says that they are an independent state, and that actually can one day, hopefully not, lead to a global crisis, like to a global crisis. When technology is changing global power, of course, this one is quite clear, I think. This one is quite clear. Which technology is changing global power? And this is very interesting because, yes, absolutely. I don't even need like to give you some time to think about this one, of course. AI, because right now I think you have all seen DeepSeek, which is I think the opponent of um, or the competitor of ChatGPT and OpenAI. So it's very interesting that these countries are also fighting a technological war, kind of. It's a cold war. They are not fighting directly, but they are competing and they are developing like more and more stuff. Yes, so this is Elon Musk. Absolutely. Absolutely. What often causes economic crises? Wars, speeches, or parties? Like political parties, for example, what we have right now in the United States between the Republicans and Democrats, can that lead to an economic crisis? What do you think? A, again. But your country seems very nice, to be honest. It seems very nice. Are there some protests going on right now in Bangladesh? Hello, who's this? From Ukraine. Can you spell for me your name and welcome, of course. You really missed a very two. I think we did two live streams about Ukraine. To be honest, very nice. So welcome to the live stream. Yes, of course. So wars can cause economic crisis, and this is like the gentleman here or the lady, I'm not sure, is from Ukraine, and we all know that the war between Russia and Ukraine is causing a lot of economic crisis right now. What can cyber attacks do to a country? Boost economy, shut systems, or improve security? What do you think? Still it. No, there was protest 7. Okay, I see. Now, all right, I see. I see. What do you know about Bangladesh? Honestly, not a lot. I know it's in Asia, but I know it's adjacent to India. I think it was part of India before. No, you can correct me, guys. Was it not a part of India? I know you guys speak different languages. Probably, Scene. Hey, hello, Scene. Where are you joining us from, Scene? Um, I know it's a part. You are speaking a group of languages. I think it's not one language, if I'm not mistaken. Um, um, I know that a lot of people there are Muslims. That these are all right. Cool, cool. So I know a few things, but I need to visit it. I need to visit it so that I can actually experience uh the culture. So you guys all see B. I see Krishna says C. Scene says B. It's shut system. So a cyber attack is when hackers attack the systems, for example, the bank systems, the government websites of another country. That's what we call a cyber attack. And they can be very serious sometimes. They can be very serious. I think just recently, I think just yesterday, Twitter, which is now known as X, was a victim of a, or was the target of a cyber attack. I think just yesterday. Yeah, so cyber attacks can be very, very serious. Who controls microchips? And for people who don't know, probably microchips as are those things that we find in like mobile phones and all types of technologies, and they are very important actually, and they are a multi-billion dollar or multi-trillion dollar business. It's a very like very very flourishing business because it's, yeah, these are chips, these are electronic chips. So countries that make these uh or the question is which country makes these stuff. All right, China, Brazil, or India. There was a cyber attack on our national bank, and they looted $1 billion. Oh wow! Oh wow! So B, can you tell me your name so that I can call you by your name? Sin, B, China. All right, Asano and Krishna. You guys all agree that it's B. Absolutely, absolutely. It's China. It's controlling the manufacturing of these chips. And this is basically, if you control these, you are controlling technology all over the world. Yeah. Why do governments introduce digital currencies like right now, like Trump is introducing, I think, Dogecoin, more freedom, reduce jobs, or better control? Oh, nice. I've just seen some pictures of your city, Arsenal. It looks so wonderful, man. It looks so wonderful. Oh wow. So you live like in the middle of like rivers, and they're all like, that's cool. Man, I envy you. That's super cool. Sure, sure, but don't forget, even for example, uh, like phones that are like Apple phones. They are the chips themselves. They are made in China and in Taiwan, in other countries in Asia. All right, so they are really controlling those kind of businesses and that kind of manufacturing. They are controlling that. Trump is trolling now at this point. I think so, to be honest. I think so, yeah. He is not taking anything serious. Better control, but I'm not very sure about this answer, to be honest with you. I don't know if we can control cryptocurrency. So that was it for testing your knowledge about what you know about today's topic. Right now, we are going to teach you 5 words that we are going to hear during our listening today. And the words are sanctions, cyber attack, inflation, alliance, crisis. Notice also the pronunciation of these words: sanctions, cyber attack, inflation, alliance, and crisis. And by the way, crisis, the plural is crises, right? Um, and then we have definitions. So I want you to match the words with their definitions. Sudden and dangerous problem, agreement between countries, online attack on systems, trade restrictions on a country, or rising prices reducing money's value. So if you have $10, what this thing can, what $10 could buy you in the past, it can no longer buy you. So the prices are rising and the value of money is decreasing. So show us your smart or your intelligence. All right, let me see what you're. I'm going to bed. I'm missing out this way. Thank you so much, but thank you so much for passing by. Thank you so much for passing by. Oh no, no, don't worry, don't worry. But make sure I can listen. Yes, make sure to follow us or to subscribe, of course, and to be here on Friday. We are going to have another live stream on Friday. So you guys are doing a great job. One is D, sanctions. All right. Four is B. One is D. Cool. One is B. One sanctions is agreement. For you, Ukrainian person or Ukrainian follower, you need to give me a letter and the noun, a letter and a number. 3 is a wonderful. You're doing a great job scene today. So now Arsenal can find someone to compete with. He is very competitive guy. All right, Krishna as well is doing a fantastic job today. Great. So let me reveal some words. So sanctions, you guys say it's D, and you are correct. So if a country is sanctioned, that means that they limit like trading, like business with that country as a form of punishment. So, for example, Russia attacked Ukraine or is in war with Ukraine. So Europe, for example, is sanctioning Russia by stopping a lot of trade deal, a lot of businesses with Russia. Cyber attack. I think we can all agree that it's an online attack on systems. For example, it's hackers attacking the banking system of a country or the government official websites. Inflation, unfortunately, is the rising prices of products and the reduction or the decrease in the value of money. An alliance is an agreement between two countries, is the contrary of your ally is the opposite of your enemy. Your enemy is your enemy, of course, your opponent. Your alliance, your ally is your friend, someone that you work with. For example, the United States was an ally with Europe and it was the enemy of Russia. But right now, I think things are changing right now, as we can all see through the news. Alliance. Where is alliance? We said alliance. It's an agreement between two countries. Yes. Crisis. Of course, it's a sudden change in dangerous problems. So I think these are the answers for this exercise. Are you still there for? Is a great. Now you're doing a great job. Now you're doing a great job. Still nobody's better than yes, absolutely. You guys used to be. I think Amin is like um Brock Lesnar. Who's that? I think Amin is busy with his classes and stuff. So these are the words. These are the 5 words wanted to teach you before we go into today's listening. But before we go, I want to make sure that you understand these words very well. So I want you to fill in the gaps in these sentences with these words that you have just understood. Just in case, let me re-explain them again. So alliance is the friendship between two countries. It's like it's a deal between two countries. We call that an alliance. Inflation is when prices go up and the value of money goes down. A cyber attack, we all know a cyber attack is a when hackers attack a country's systems, banking systems, official websites, things like that. Inflation is repeated twice. Crisis, of course, a crisis is a big, dangerous situation. And finally, sanctions is punishment of a country by stopping trades with it. Asanol says sanctions for number one. The government imposed strict on the enemy nation. I think we can all agree with Asanol on this one. It's sanctions indeed. Number two, a measure shut down the entire financial system, the entire banking system, meaning. Of course, now we are talking about a cyber attack. Come on, for the other people. Come on. The other people attending the live stream. If you are not willing to participate, at least click that like button. Make sure to appreciate the effort we are doing here. All right, number three. Due to families are struggling to buy basic goods. 6 is A. All right, I think you are still in the other exercise. Ah, okay, you mean sanctions. All right, all right, all right. You are correct. You are correct. Okay, so so if families are struggling to buy basic things, we are talking about inflation indeed. The two countries formed to protect each other. For example, like was the case between Europe and the United States. The United States and Europe formed an alliance. An alliance is the correct word that we are looking for here. And finally, crisis, the energy shortage created. Yes. All right. So now we are going to finally listen. And of course, as always, we have 5 rules for listening. Rule number 1, listen carefully. I'm going to ask you questions. Or rule number 2, if you don't understand the word, make sure to ask me, and I'm going to be more than happy to explain that word for you. And finally, click that like button. Make sure to click that like button. All right. I think we went very fast during the last exercise, but it's necessary because we need to leave some time to the main activity, which is listening. So now let's listen. And as I said, we are going to listen to chapter 8, and you can listen to any other chapter that you like later on. So without further ado, let's start.
Money is power, and power never comes without a price. Chapter 8. The next crisis. What's coming? The world is moving too fast. A market crashes, banks struggle, people lose their savings overnight. A man in New York watches the news. His hands shake. He worked for 30 years, and now his money is gone. In China, a new digital currency is introduced. It is faster, safer, controlled by the government. People are told it will make life easier, but it also means their money can be tracked and taken away. In Europe, energy prices rise again. Families sit in cold apartments, wearing jackets indoors.
Like I'm doing.
A mother counts her last coins. She has to choose food or electricity. The world is changing, and no one knows what will happen next. A war could begin. In Taiwan, fighter jets fly close to the island. Chinese ships move through the sea. A warning? A threat? The U.S. watches. The military is ready. The world holds its breath.
Yes, as we said, Taiwan can be one of the places where the Third World War may start.
Hacker in Moscow sits in front of his computer. He types quickly. His job? To break into a power grid, to turn off the lights in a foreign city. No bombs, no missiles, just a keyboard. The attack begins. A scientist in Geneva reads a report. A new virus has appeared. It is spreading. Fast. Will it be another pandemic?
This is another crisis that can be awaiting us, which is another crisis like the COVID-19.
Will the world shut down again? He makes a phone call. The government needs to know. A journalist in London types her article. What will be the next global crisis? She asks. She does not have the answer. No one does. But history tells her one thing. When one crisis ends, another begins. A ship is stuck in the Suez Canal. It is blocking hundreds of others. Trade stops. Factories shut down. Supermarkets run out of food. One mistake, and the whole world feels it. A billionaire speaks at a conference. He talks about artificial intelligence. It will change everything, he says. It will be smarter than humans. The crowd claps. But later, in a private room, another businessman asks him, will it control us? The billionaire does not answer. A young man in Brazil checks his phone. He sees videos of riots in another.
Riots are when like people are protesting. We call those riots.
Other country. He does not know if they are real. The internet is full of lies. He wonders, who controls the truth? In Africa, farmers look at their fields. The land is dry, too dry. No rain, no food. Climate change is not a theory. It is here, and people are running out of time. The U.S. government meets behind closed doors. A senator whispers, the economy cannot crash. Not yet. But the debt is growing. The dollar is weakening. What happens if the U.S. falls? If the world's most powerful economy collapses? In Russia, a leader looks at a map. His army is fighting. His country is under sanctions. His people are struggling. He picks up the phone. He speaks in a low voice. We must not lose. His generals nod. A group of soldiers in Eastern Europe check their weapons. Their commander looks at them. Be ready, he says. Something is coming. A factory in China builds microchips. They are small but powerful. Without them, computers do not work. Cars do not move. The world depends on them, and China controls them. A woman in Tokyo watches a news report. A financial crash is coming, the expert says. Prepare yourself. She turns off the TV. She does not know how to prepare. A man in Silicon Valley codes a new program. It is an AI system that can replace workers. He is proud of his work. But then he thinks, what happens when people have no jobs? A leader in the Middle East signs a deal. It is about oil. But this time, the U.S. is not involved. The world is finding new partners. Old alliances are breaking. A cyber attack shuts down an airport. Thousands of flights are canceled. Chaos spreads. People panic. No one knows who did it. No one knows why. A protest begins in Paris. People march in the streets. They are angry. Life is harder. Prices are high. Wages are low. The police arrive. The air fills with smoke. A scientist in Antarctica checks his instruments. The ice is melting faster than ever before. He makes a note in his report. But will anyone listen? The world is connected. A crisis in one country spreads to another. A mistake in one system affects millions. A war in one region can change everything. A man in Washington picks up a red phone. We have a problem, he says.
I hope you are not like listening to just like chunks, like parts of different stories. This is one chapter, and it's basically just like tries to illustrate how different people in the world are facing different crises. It just like very quickly or very simply, it's making us see the different crises that the world are facing or that the world is facing through the eyes of different people around the world. So basically, this is the idea of this chapter. This is that you are not confused.
A mother in India.
Right. So you might wonder, why am I hearing about a mother in India? It's not about the woman herself, it's about a crisis that we can all be facing, but it's through the eye of a person. It's just to tell you that the crises that we may be facing or will be facing in the future will be common. Like the whole world will be like affected by them.
Holds her child close. Everything will be okay, she whispers. A teenager in South Africa closes his eyes. He wonders what kind of world he will grow up in. No one knows what the next crisis will be. But one thing is certain. It is already on its way.
Yes. So that's it for chapter 8. And I like the last sentence. It's very, very optimistic. It is already on its way. So buckle up, people. Get ready. Maybe some. Uh, my name is Roshan. What Wadinosiga. Okay. Interesting, Roshan. So, Roshan, don't forget that we are live streaming on Friday as well. So we live stream twice every week and we post one video every single day. That's how awesome we are. So let's see if you guys were really listening. Let's see if you were really listening. Are these statements true or false through the text you have just listened to? Number one, China controls global microchip production. Okay, true. What does optimistic mean? So optimistic mean when you think positive things about the future. So optimistic is someone who thinks that everything will be fine and the world is going to be okay. And the opposite of that is a pessimistic. A pessimistic person is a person who think that um, we are doomed, we are gone, we are goners. That's what China. Yeah. Optimistic and pessimistic. Yes. So optimistic is someone who has a positive view of the world. Pessimistic is someone who has a negative view of the world. Are you guys pessimists or optimists? Hello, Hamid. Hello. How are you, man? Okay, let's move on. Next question. Yes, this is true, of course. Most ships are made there. Energy prices are stable worldwide. And I like this word worldwide. Around the world. What do you think? Is this second statement true or false? And I think I'm not going to spend a lot of time on true or false. I think that we are cooked at this world. So you are pessimistic then. Or maybe you are a realistic person. Great to hear. Great to hear, Hamid. All right, this is false. Prices are rising again, unfortunately. Cyber attacks can shut down cities. Is this true or is this false? By the way, do we have any viewers from Facebook or from X? Yes, we have one person from Facebook. The person, whoever is watching us from Facebook, hello. You can say hi in the chat. And we are seen. Is it true or false? Seen. Because you said false in the beginning and then you said true. So which one is it? It is true. A hacker targets a power grid. Yes, yes, it is true. They can hit the power grids and then like the whole city can lose power. I'm gonna move on to like direct questions. I'm sorry, I don't want to waste time with this. Yes. So, what does China introduce in the text? New economy, a new digital currency, military-based surveillance programs. True. The previous one. B. Digital currency. Yes, from the text it says digital currency, but I think China made all of these. What major crisis is seen in Europe? So this is a question that I asked earlier in a post on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Come on YouTube. I asked you this on a question on YouTube, and a lot of you answered correctly, actually. So Europe is facing a lot of crises, but what is the major one? Is it an energy crisis, an inflation rise, a cyber warfare? Cyber warfare means it's a war, but it's a technological war. It's when countries are attacking each other with hacker attacks, with cyber attacks, or a banking collapse. So which one? A. SNL says A, but what about the others? What do you guys say? ABC is happening there. I think all of them are happening there. I think all of them are happening all over the world, actually, if you ask me. I think the whole world, Farouk, uh, I think the whole world is facing all four of these crises right now. We are facing inflation rates that are unprecedented. C scene. All right. We are facing cyber attacks. We are facing banking collapsing or banks collapsing. And we are facing energy crisis. But I think the major one is actually the energy crisis in Europe, at least. In Europe, because we know Europe is cold, so they need a lot of energy for the heating systems, for their cars, for a lot of things. And because of the war between Ukraine and Russia, they are facing or they are having a shortage in energy. What is a Russian hacker targeting? Bank accounts, stock market, power grid, or election systems. They can do that also, by the way. They can target election systems. Let me see if I can find an electric grid. So an electric grid basically it's a station where they produce electricity. I'm getting sleepy already. It's just 9 o'clock here, and I'm already getting sleepy. I don't My. Okay. That's why you are cooked. Okay. So you guys are changing answers. It's power grid. Yes. It's like power energy grid. Yes. Which sector depends on microchips the most? Agriculture, communication, tourism, pharmaceuticals. C. Tourism. Interesting. Okay. All right. Hamid also. All right. Yes. So B, B, and B. All right. So you guys all agree it's B, and it is B indeed. Yes. Okay. Let's move on to language right now. Yes, let's move on to language right now. So we are gonna work on language, and then we are gonna have a discussion at the end. So can you help me fill these sentences here with either a and these are the articles that we have in English. So can you help me? Can you write for me just the number one and then write for me a, b, a, n, or the or zero article in some cases. One is a. Yes, one is a financial. Two is a as well. All right. I'm gonna move on a little bit. A, yes. Number three. It's A actually. It's A for number one, Hamid. It's A. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for more people to join the chat. So what do you guys think about number three? The. Okay. Because we have two actually in number three. So we have the first one is the. I think you both agree. You and Arsenal agree on the. So the world, because we have only one world. We use the with things that we have like that are unique. But words, we have a lot of words, so this is just one of them. China is the leader. What do you think? Number four, nothing. For Arsenal, nothing. Okay. So here, nothing. This is actually zero article. We write it like this. Or we don't write anything. We simply just leave it empty. He pick up what? Number five. You are fast, man. You are fast. Yes, number four, Hamid, absolutely. Zero article. You guys need to pick up your pace because Arsenal is really fast today. He's already finished, I think. The. All right. Number five is the. Yes, we already done that. Number four, none, absolutely. Because for names of countries and names of cities, we never add articles. We never say I live in a China or I live in a Bangladesh or I live in the Bangladesh. We never say that because these are known words. All right. 7A or 6A, a mother. But last one, what does Hassanal say for number? No. All right. 7A, 6A. What about 7? And please pay attention that number 7 here, we have a plural. So when we talk about something in general and it's plural, what do we put? China, China at 4, then it's going to be China. Yes, absolutely. Donald Trump. Yes, actually here it's zero article. No articles actually. I don't know. Okay, let's do this one. Let's do this one. Yes, absolutely, Hamid. Hamid is an expert in zero article. So can you choose the right tense of the verb? So you can just tell me one, two, or three, because in each one we have one, two, three. So you can call them, for example, you can call them, let me change the color so that it's clearer. You can call this one A, B, C. A, B, C. So you can basically tell me number one, it's A, B, or C. Two, A, B, or C. Okay? All right. Seven, none. Yes, sure. Sure, Farouk. Absolutely. Appeared. All right. One is B. Appeared. Exactly. To make it easier for you, you can use A, B, or C. In the future, AI controls. Two, one is A. No, because last week we should use the past. Um, well control, absolutely. Will control. All right. What about number three? C. Two is B, absolutely seen. Three is C, has written. Three is B also. I think it's B. So basically, he was writing an article, and suddenly something happened. So he was doing an action, and that action was stopped by something else. Number four, B. No, no, it's not B. It's not B. C. Three is C. No, three is B. It's quite difficult, this exercise, huh? All right. Actually, for four, it's had already sent. And finally, by 2000, what do you think I'm gonna let five? C. All right. Four is A. You are correct, Hamid. You are correct. What about number five? Four is A. Sure. Number five. Five is A. Causes. No. By 2050. That's the future. Seen says, or Arsenal says it's C. Well, actually, it is C indeed. Will have caused. Maybe one day I will explain to you tenses again. Like we can explain tenses once more. All right. Last activity for today is this discussion question. The question says, which global crisis do you think will have the biggest impact on the future? We can start with this part of the question and then we can move to why. So, again, which global crisis do you think will have the biggest impact on the future? 5 is C, absolutely. So, what do you think? Will it be an energy crisis? Will it be a geographic crisis? Will it be Donald Trump? What do you think will be the next crisis in the world? Because today we have talked about a lot of things that may cause crises in the near future, in the very near future. It can be just like COVID-19. It just one morning we woke up and everybody was wearing a mask, and weather change or global warming. I like this, and I agree. I couldn't agree more. To be honest, that's absolutely a major problem that we are facing. It's global change and global warming, or weather change, or climate change. We also call it climate change. Yes, climate change is a very, 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 very big issue that I think in the future can cause a huge crisis, especially when it comes to drinkable water. There may be in the future wars related to water. Like people will be fighting not about money, not about oil, but about water. And that would be very, very sad. And we already have a lot of countries where people die because they don't have water. Because with water you cannot drink, you cannot have like proper hygiene, you cannot grow any crops, so you can basically do nothing without water. You cannot have like a lot of industries, even a lot of industries focus or rely on water. So there are a lot of things that um, uh, yeah, the climate change, like Hamid said, I think that was a very clever answer. What if anything happens? What if a bomb drops on your head? Exactly. That's what he told um President Zelensky. Says, what if a bomb drops on your head right now? Who's gonna protect you? Yeah. I think uh, we will see some major event happening in the next 3 years. I think. Why? Because we have a very, very smart fella in the White House right now, and I think he may cause something. I hope not, but I think he might, or he may. Come on, for people watching, this is your chance to practice your English a little bit, even if your sentences are unintelligible. We cannot understand them. Just write them for me in the chat, and we will try to help you improve them. Come on, we still have like 3 minutes left. So, in the next 3 minutes, make sure to gather up some courage and write something in the chat. What is the global crisis that you think will have a big impact on the future? I like Hamid's answer about climate change. Ahsanol says uh, it may be the orange guy in the White House. And what about you guys? What do you think will be the next crisis, or what may be the cause of the next crisis? Is it energy? Is it water? Is it money? Is it inflation? What do you think? Is it a cyber attack? Is it a mistake, probably by one of the leaders? Is it North Korea? War would be the reason. The wars that are going on right now, yes, maybe. Especially the one that may happen in Taiwan. I think that can be a very, very serious one. I'm getting sleepy, so hurry up. If you want to write anything, write it now. I had a very long day today, so I hope you guys are right. Whatever you have in mind, let me go sleep. No more answers. So I think we come to the end of this live stream, everybody. Thank you so much for. Have you heard about? All right, wait. Iran and America's recent beef. I think a lot of countries are beefing right now. As well, a lot of countries are beefing right now, and one of those beefs will be the cause of the next big crisis. I think one of them. So thank you so much, guys. See you on Friday. Take care of yourself. Have a productive